Good morning, everyone. Satsang Astrology here. I'm back to talk about this Sagittarius full moon. A little late, I know. It's after the fact. However, we need to remember that full moons are active 3 days before, 3 days after. The light of the moon is very, very huge in the sky. In this particular case, the moon is very, very close to the Earth. It's what we call a crisis full moon. So it is a day of huge realizations, right? Like Jupiter. Jupiter is the ruler of this full moon. So it has huge revelations to give us. The moon is, let's see, the moon is out of bounds, in fact. It's a moon that is kind of expressing herself in bigger ways, really, really big ways. That's a moon that could cause some problems. As I said, this is a crisis full moon, so some people may be affected, especially if this full moon is touching any of the mutable signs in your chart. I will explain more in detail about all the aspects and interpretations, significators. But the reason why I chose this landscape, this picture, is because of the open space. Sagittarius give us this vision of the world, this open horizon. Sagittarius doesn't know a horizon. Sagittarius wants to explore the world, to open the perspective. Sagittarius is the sign of beliefs, of putting the facts in context, that giving meaning to things. So in order to have an understanding of meaning, we need to explore, open our minds, get a wider, broader perspective. That is Sagittarius. That's why. And I also will speak a little bit about the ingress of Venus in Leo. Here you have the beautiful Venus in the forest with the lion and the lioness. As I said, Sagittarius, a full moon in Sagittarius is the whole illumination of truth, of a revelation of ideas, philosophies, beliefs. I will explain more. So here you have my contact information and my social media information. That's where you can find me. Of course, you can make a donation if you like my work. But right now I will share the chart. So we will talk about this full moon. It occurred already June 3rd here in Central Time at 10:42 p.m. Of course, in other parts of the world, the full moon could have happened this morning, June 4th. So we are still within the range of time where the full light of the moon is shining over us. Even though this is a late video, I think I have some ideas that could be of use for you. So this moon, full moon is 13 degrees 18 minutes of Sagittarius. The sun is opposite in Gemini, same degree. And if you have planets, points, angles nearby, 13 degrees, it could be from 8 to, let's see, from 8 to 18 degrees of the mutable signs. This could affect your life. But in any case, there could be some illumination of truth, of your belief system. And when I speak about belief system, it doesn't have to be just religious or philosophical. It could be something that you just believe because you believe in it, whatever it is. And it's usually related, it's a belief related to the house occupied by Sagittarius. Suppose that it is your second house, right? If you are a Scorpio rising, if you have a second house in Sagittarius, and this would be your beliefs about resources, about your values, your belief about your energy, your own sexuality, your family. It could be your beliefs about how to make money or how to manage your money and resources. So see, it could be all kinds of beliefs. So it depends on which house this full moon occupies. It will be an illumination on the beliefs of the themes of that house. So let's remember that it's a mutable sign, and so there is the possibility of a need to adjust, to adapt to some situation or belief, to tweak some belief in order to be able to do something here. Another factor to consider is the decan. It is in the decan of Aries, ruled by Mars. So we also consider Mars influence here. So it may move you to action. In fact, if it is in an action house, right? All of them are, but suppose that it is in the fourth house. It could literally mean that because of a certain idea or belief, you move houses, for example, or you change your family relationship because you may have a revelation about, I don't know, the family dynamics or the members of the family. You discover something about the members of the family, and then you decide to move somewhere else. The transits need to be interpreted in relationship to the actual natal chart. That's the reason why I never do or seldom, rarely, very rarely do I do those videos saying, well, for Aries rising, this means this, or Taurus rising means this. So because it could not give you any effect. It all depends on what cosmic bodies you have, what angles you have, and some other calculations that may, for some people, some transits don't do anything, and for other people, they do huge changes, and all in between. So it is. I think it could be misleading if I did that. So let's go to the ruler of Sagittarius. As I said, is Jupiter. Jupiter looks for wider and broader horizons to amplify our understanding of the context, and its opposite Gemini. The sun in Gemini is providing data, is looking for information, for communication, right? Communication of information. And the moon, it is trying to make sense of that information, to give it meaning, and also to gain understanding of how to put that information in context. The ruler is Jupiter, of course, and Jupiter is in Taurus, in the sign where the cycle, this moon cycle, started. Remember that the new moon, prior to this full moon, was at 28 of Taurus. And at the very end, in fact, it was a kind of both the end of Taurus and the beginning of Aries, like the previous eclipse in that started in Aries and ended in Taurus. So it has the flavor of both signs. So the Jupiter in Taurus is conjunct the North Node. So it's giving even more energy to this need to understand, the need to broaden the perspective, this need to gain meaning and believe in something, and also find the truth, find the and also develop ethic, morality, moral principles regarding the resources. So all of that is applied to resources. So it could be that you are trying to understand how to manage your resources, or gain an understanding or the meaning of how the resources are organized or are obtained. So this Jupiter gives you um, an illumination of as I said, the meaning of the house where the full moon is happening. So Jupiter is also conjunct the North Node, looking for truth, and the moon is illuminating the truth, the justice as well. It could be an exploration of things. Um, and as I said, this dynamic, this energy has been working already for 2-3 days already, if not more, since the moon and the sun were in trine. When the moon was in Libra, probably this energy started, because the gibbous moon is growing this need to find the truth. And in the decan, as I said, of Mars, it could mean an actual travel, moving places, and actions, doing something, right? Mars is the planet of action, so it symbolizes this move that we do related to our beliefs, our understanding of things, our new clarification or realization of the meaning of something. And also gaining consciousness about our own beliefs. What do I believe in this case regarding the themes of the house where the full moon happens? And We have also the ruler of this Jupiter in Taurus, of course, is Venus, uh, which was also the ruler of the whole cycle, the whole moon cycle, since it started the new moon in Taurus. So Venus is playing also an important role here, not only because it is the ruler of the whole moon cycle and the ruler of the full moon, but it makes a sextile to the new moon. So this Venus in Cancer is making a sextile. So it's showing a degree of progress in something that started with the new moon. It's also this Venus is in Cancer, which is in in turn ruled by the moon. So there is this very close relationship between the moon and Venus since the moon cycle started. And again, now during the full moon, this very close relationship between our emotions and our desires. And what are our desires? We are desiring security, safety, the refuge of Cancer. We are longing for nurturance, to be taken care, taking refuge, being at home, drawing roots into the earth, rooting, grounding ourselves. We are longing for family, for protection, emotional support. We are uh, we are looking for safety, for the comfort of home, of feeling uh, nurture, feeling taken care, feeling protected. So this is what we desire with this full moon. And this is another layer of meaning that we are adding to this full moon. In some way, you're looking for home, for your place, the place where you can grow roots, and you're looking for what is really deep inside, deep, very, very deep emotionally inside. Um, let's go to a little bit more about Jupiter with the North Node here. There is a great ambition for something material, for resources that can contribute to this feeling protected and comforted. So there is, remember that Taurus, right, where the moon cycle initiated, Taurus is a sign that has been oftentimes characterized as stubborn, right? But going deep into the meaning, Taurus represents nature, everything that is given to sustain us, right? And nature is governed by certain rhythms that are called natural law, natural physical rhythms. And what happens is that it's not that the Taurus is stubborn. Taurus waits until it's the right time to do things, right? Like nature. Nature knows when is spring to have flowers, when is the summer to give fruit, when is the autumn or the fall to have the harvest, and etc. When is the winter to go dormant. So there is a time for everything, and that's the motto of Taurus. So it's not stubborn. follows the rhythms of nature. And but during these 7 years of Uranus transiting Taurus, Uranus is altering the rhythms of nature by force, oftentimes, very oftentimes by force. Now, Uranus just entered the decan of Saturn, or the decan of Capricorn, where it's shaking this very, very structures, the very deep structures of nature and of the rhythms of nature. So we can expect even more shakes, more even earthquakes, and deep, deep transformations of the natural structures of life. So there is this dislocation of Taurus, right, in order to rebuild it. Later on, when Saturn comes to Taurus, there will be a rebuilding. But for now, Uranus has been causing dislocation of nature, very with Neptune also in Pisces, in the last decan ruled by Pluto. It's been very violent in producing havoc in nature, like storms that are very destructive, hurricanes, tornadoes, drought, floodings that are unprecedented, all of them. And we are probably now going back to earthquakes, as I said, because Uranus is in the decan of Saturn. So, and another dislocation and dissociation by force with nature is of human making, like climate change is one of them, caused by a lot of innovation in technology and science, and the science of energy, for example, how to produce energy. Like, for example, now we have a problem of shortage of water, right? And some countries are developing technologies to desalinate the seawater and producing potable water. And the thing is that drinking water. And the thing is that this desalinization of water produces very high concentrated, how do you call, very concentrated um, product after the cleaning of the water, right? The rest of the word doesn't come. They need to dispose the subproduct in the sea. And the problem that is causing is that it produces a high concentration of salt in the place where they are disposing of those waters. So it is affecting life in the sea, vegetable life, and animal life. So it could be, in fact, killing life inside the water. So that's one of the things that innovation and looking for resources that we need, humans, in order to sustain our life. We are at the same time killing more life. So that is the double edge of the sword, if you like, of Uranus, which is innovating, for example, with artificial intelligence, producing For example, a device that can be implanted in the brain of a paralyzed person, and that device gives orders, nervous orders or electricity to the legs to be able to walk. So replacing that center in the brain that was damaged and it was not able to send the signal to the legs to walk, right? So that could be applied with great benefits for certain people, but it has other uses that may not be as good, right? So in science, science doesn't have moral principles, like it's not respecting the rules of nature nowadays. So it is not. Science is investigating and developing things that may not follow the rules of nature, the natural law. And when it does not follow the natural law, it causes problems. Because even though we know that Taurus is associated with ecology, the balance in nature, human beings, we are not respecting that. So so this Uranus transit for 7 years in Taurus has been disrupting that natural law of nature, and to the benefit and detriment of humankind, both. So because it depends on how human beings have been using this kind of energy. So here we have today, Sunday, June the 4th, when I am recording this video, we have the conjunction of Mercury and Uranus. So there could be good surprise news that we receive. Let's see, here we have June 4th. Let's see. June 4th, 20 degrees, Uranus is conjuncting, Mercury conjunct Uranus. So news, revelations, surprises regarding resources, regarding nature as well. And it's normal to feel kind of nervous, depending on where this falls in your chart, but it is normal if you feel very nervous, because both Mercury and Uranus are associated with the nervous system. And in fact, Uranus is agitating the very structure of the nervous system at the moment, since it's in the decan of Saturn. Okay, so now I will go and say a few words about this Venus that is opposing Pluto and making this T-square with the nodal axis and Jupiter. So as I said, Venus is sextile the new moon that started this moon cycle, and so we are making progress, but at the same time is has this urgency to find comfort, right? It's at an erratic degree of Cancer, so there is an urgency of finding comfort, protection, nurturance. And once it goes on the 5th, in between the today and Monday, it will enter Leo. So what happens? The whole transit of Venus in Leo is flavored by this initiation in opposition to Pluto. So what are we talking about? Pluto rules the south node, and Venus rules the north node. So we're talking about a transformation, an overhaul of the way we manage energy, either personal energy, your body's energy, and the energy that we use, electricity, right? The power to fossil energy and all kinds of energy sources. And there is a huge transformation. Venus will last 4 months in Venus in Leo will transit for 4 months, and because it will go retrograde. But keep in mind that the day when Venus entered Leo, it was in opposition to Pluto. So the whole transit will be let's say tainted, because other word will be tainted by this Pluto influence, this impact, this manipulation and powerful manipulation of desires, manipulation of finances, manipulation of energy, and manipulation of resources, the distribution of resources, for example. And everything that Venus rules will be affected by this Pluto. So your relationships will be completely transformed with this transit. So it's important to remember now that the retrograde shadow, or the area of the degrees where Venus will be retrograde, will start at 12 degrees 12 minutes on June the 19th, 2023. So that day, June 19th, Venus will be at 12 degrees. 12 degrees will be the point, the degree where Venus will turn direct later on, because she is going all the way to the end of Leo, and will turn retrograde at 28 degrees 36 minutes of Leo, right, by regulars, right? And that will happen on July the 22nd. And that day is the day when the sun enters Leo and makes this opposition to Pluto. Again, the same dynamic with the nodal axis. And the nodal axis will be at 1 degree of Taurus and Scorpio. So that same day, when Venus turns retrograde, the sun will again activate this complete overhaul of our creativity, our identity, the authority. So, and Venus will go back until September the 3rd, 2023, when she arrives again at 12 degrees and will turn direct that day. And she will exit the shadow, meaning that October 7, 2023, she will arrive again at 28 degrees 36 minutes. And she will enter Virgo October the 9th, 2023. So these are the dates to keep in mind, because especially everything that happens starting June 19 will be under revision. Everything related to Venus, relationships, money, resources, social life, everything that is associated with Venus, beauty, right? And all the organs of the body ruled by Venus. For example, your neck, your everything that is Venus is a ruler of Taurus, but also ruler of Libra, and Libra rules the low part of the belly, under the small intestine is governed by Mercury, Virgo, but the lower part of the digestive system is ruled by Libra. So those are the organs ruled by Venus. So everything ruled by Venus will be under revision. And values, for example, what is it that you value now that is important, right? Venus in Leo, everything is so important, and it's in the center stage. But when Venus comes back, Venus will review, okay, is that really important for you? How much is that important for you? And probably in the third pass, Venus will show you that there are some changes to make to your values. What is it that you value, that you give importance? What is it that you desire that is important, so important to you? So all that will be transformed by this influence of Pluto, and also will define what you are leaving behind, South Node in Scorpio, and what we are desiring for your future, North Node in Taurus. So these changes will completely overhaul the past and our future. So in order to embrace the future, we will have to change our values. As I said, at the world level, we are dealing with scarcity of resources, especially food, because of the great climate change catastrophes that the earth has been suffering. And if you live in countries where there is drought, you know. If you live in countries that have been flooded, you already know what the consequences are, because the cultures, for example, I saw videos where the sunflowers, right, are damaged. Other places in France, for example, where the vines are, grapes are ruined by hail and even drought. In other places where there are fires that are so difficult to contain and have been burning cultures, the agriculture. So in many, Ukraine has a war, so they have reduced ability to produce food, and so on and so forth. So resources will be scarce, energy will be scarce, water will be scarce, so our values need to change in respect to resources, and probably also finances need to be transformed. Otherwise, we can't keep up with this inflation that is out of control in most countries of the world. So this is my message. Write down what is important for you right now. What is it that you're looking for as nurturance, protection? How do you feel safe? How do you feel in your home? And write down all your thoughts about your values, about what you desire right now. And in October, beginning of October, first week in October, go and revisit those pages that you wrote. And if you like, you can share with me what has changed? What will have changed by October after this transit in Leo? The last time Venus transited Leo retrograde was 2015. You may also find what remember in your life what was happening back then and how your values changed at that time. And it will be the same area of experience in your natal chart, so probably be associated with the same kind of issues, same kind of themes. And for the full moon in Sagittarius as well, you can think of the new moon in Sagittarius that happened November 23rd, 2022. So 6 months ago, we had this new moon in Sagittarius, and now we may be revisiting the same issues that happened back then, and we may have a completion. We may have a culmination of those same issues, themes, ideas, beliefs, right? So that is the way to understand this full moon. I really appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and your comments. So thank you so much for visiting, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.